Hi, I'm Rayner Ramirez. Bill Clinton, Bobby Jindal, and Rachel Maddow are just a few recipients of the prestigious Rhode Scholarship, which brings students from around the world to Oxford University, England. This year, a Hunter College student from Queens will soon be joining their ranks as the first Nepalese American Rhode Scholar. Hunter College senior Devashish Basnet has a lot to sing about. Dave, as his friends call him, is headed to Oxford University, England in the fall, one of 32 Americans awarded this year with a prestigious Rhode Scholarship.
It feels exciting, but also overwhelming, because now it's an honor to represent all the communities that I come from. And I am the second recipient of the Rhode Scholarship at my institution, and I am also the first Asian American at my institution and the first Nepali American in the country to win the Rhode Scholarship.
The political science major with a passion for opera will be pursuing a master's degree in migration studies in one of the oldest universities in the English-speaking world.
My experience informed my decision to study migration because my identity has always been politicized inherently, whether it's a Supreme Court case deciding the future of DACA or the Democrats and Republicans bargaining on whether there's a pathway to citizenship for immigrants.
Basnet came to the U.S. at the age of 6 when his family fled Nepal during that country's civil war in the early 2000s.
Kathmandu and Nepal is a beautiful country. It's the land of valleys, and Kathmandu specifically is known as the city of temples, but it was just unfortunately ravaged by political turmoil, political dissent, and it created a really unsafe environment to live in.
The Basnet family found refuge in the burgeoning Nepalese community in Woodside, Queens. He was enrolled in public school where Dave quickly picked up English. Soon, young Dave found himself in the role of translator, helping his family navigate through the immigration process.
I understood more about immigration policy than any elementary school student should have.
Dave says there were times when he had to leave school to go to immigration courts where the looming fear of deportation hung in the balance.
The most challenging part growing up was spending much of my time in immigration courts. I would have to leave school to go to immigration court hearings as my family applying for permanent residency, applying for DACA, for applying for all of these different statuses. I finally got adjusted and finally felt home and comfortable in this new land, and so that fear of having to go back is always lying over the head of me and my family and many immigrants and undocumented immigrants across America.
But he says those challenging experiences led him to where he is today.
Because I was exposed to so much of it growing up, I really became curious about why do we have to fill out this form to prove that we belong in this country, and what policy is forcing us to do that? And that's where I started asking those initial formative questions that led me to eventually study political science.
The Basnet family eventually got permanent residency through his mother's work as a nurse, but the former DACA student continued to fight for immigrants' rights. With a fellowship through Hunter College, Basnet worked at a migrant shelter on the Arizona border at the height of family separation in 2019. On the border, Dave says he found purpose to use his voice to take on migration policy.
Because I have that experience of being someone that has fled from a dangerous experience, I really hope to be that person to shape and inform policy decision-making that's more reflective of the on-the-ground experience of migrants rather than this, top 5,000 feet above sea level view.
Asian American Life, I'm Rayner Ramirez.